Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
All right, 6 minutes away from Q101 Fest, a trip to Boston calling. You could be there and see Cage the Elephant, our boys Fall Out Boy, All Time Low, The Main, Sublime, Vampire Weekend, and more. Full trip. And just for qualifying for that, you may not win that trip. You'll qualify with one-day tickets to Riot Fest. Choose which day you want to go. Blink Friday, Weezer, Jack White Saturday, Green Day Sunday, among 88 other bands in attendance. Every day is incredible. That's going to be a tough choice. But first, last week, Kenzie's birthday, and she went to Mexico Friday and Monday. Case got her a beautiful gift card to Let Us Entertain You restaurants for his gift.
It was a beautiful gift card, wasn't it, Kenzie?
Stunning. I've never seen a more gorgeous email in my life.
Yeah. And I just told her on the air that it was going to be a surprise. And
he said you're going to get a big surprise. And I go, well, I'm going out of the country. And he's like, yep. And I'm like, okay. So I didn't know if I was getting a surprise in Mexico. I didn't know what was happening.
So Kenzie has the gift, and she'll talk about what I got her at the end. But let's start at the beginning of this journey.
Because I just have to say, everyone's being so weird about this in my life.
Yeah. I was in contact with your husband. My idea for the gift was that when you arrive in Mexico at the resort, you would have a beautiful display in your room of balloons, complimentary champagne, snacks. The room would have been a delight. It would have been heaven, even though you're in heaven on earth on the beach in Mexico. This would have been like the opera box, like the House of Blues of heaven. That's what your room would have been, overlooking the ocean.
Okay. So
That was my plan.
You wanted to call the resort and get balloons and champagne and snacks in the room.
Well, what I did was I hit up your husband, DM'd your husband, dropped into his DMs, and said, can you give me the information? This is what I want to do about where you're staying. He sends me a screenshot of the hotel, of the resort, and he said, that's a great idea. That's awesome. That's really nice of you, he said even. He even said that part. So I then reach out.
And then now I don't believe you because you emphasized it so much.
I was very defensive on that. Overdid it. So then what I did was contact the resort by email to a concierge there and told them what I wanted, and they sent me pictures back of what I would get. And I said, that's perfect. They gave me plenty of options. It was a tremendous resort you were at, by the way.
Okay.
Gave me all these options. Now, accordingly, how I do things, I acted a bit late. That should be noted here, but I still was under the window of getting it done for your surprise. I want to make that clear.
I need to know what happened, because, spoiler alert, that was not in my room.
That did not happen.
And I very rarely do I vouch for Brian in these situations because the way that he procrastinates, and I'll say this to his face, is far and away my least favorite thing about him. I love you to death. You're a great man. The way you procrastinate will eventually it'll be the death of me. I can't stand it. But, Kenzie, to his credit, you were gone on Friday, and he did walk me through this initial plan of here's what's going to happen when Kenzie gets to Mexico.
Okay, well, Brian, I got there on Friday.
And it didn't happen, I understand.
Strike one.
So I proceed with the plan and say just...
Una problema.
and say
If
just...
you will.
I'm communicating with the concierge.
Why do you keep on saying it like that?
Because that's what she was. She was.
Okay.
I pictured someone. I was talking basically to like Eva Mendes at this Mexican resort by email, and
By email.
and I'd go ahead with it and just let me know how I can pay for it on my end. And I proceed with my day, going to the Cubs rain delay for 3 hours on Friday, and then I get an email very late at night and saying, yes, we're moving forward with this. I get an email then on Saturday. I'm kind of wondering, hey, did it happen? I guess how am I going to pay for this thing? I get an email Saturday night saying, our apologies. We had planned this for a different resort in our group, not at the one where your friends are staying at and their room number. So they mixed up. And I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying that, hey, it just got mixed up somehow in my email thread.
Well, I can't believe they were going to do it before you paid for it, though.
That's what I thought, too. I thought that
Kind
was
of
a
sounds
little
like
strange.
my room was going to get charged, to be honest.
To be honest, I thought it happened, and I thought you did get charged.
Because I can't believe they would do all that and then not without your credit card information.
I was at Portillo's on Saturday with friends in town, and I had a panic attack that they charged your room, and they already did this.
I almost just cursed on the radio. I would have killed you.
I understand.
I got a $400 bill for Brian's.
Happy birthday.
I know you well, and I was feeling that while I was eating my beef
Like, this
and
isn't
cheese
going to be good.
fries. So at that point, I thought, well, it won't work to do it. They said they'll get it right, though. And I said, you know what? It's too late now. They're only staying for a couple days. It won't work. So I scrapped the whole plan. And then I, of course, ruined my Sunday. And now what am I going to do? Now what can I get her? Because that was my big plan to make everything work nicely and beautifully. And I had no plan. So then I remembered our conversation last week where...
Did somebody else get a bunch of balloons in their room?
I'm not sure. And I didn't pay for anything. I didn't give a credit card number. So someone else may have gotten happy birthday, Kenzie, and this whole balloon setup in another resort down there in Mexico because of me.
Okay.
And then they got charged.
And then they got charged for it.
And their room got charged.
Someone's paying for these damn balloons.
Okay. I understand this story's taken a minute, so we're almost to 8 o'clock. We will have the chance for Fest, the Boston Calling, and the Riot Fest tickets in a second. I got to finish the story.
Okay, go ahead.
So then I remembered, we talked about the balloons last week and helium balloons. I don't even know how we got on that conversation. I can't even remember.
We were talking about the tariffs because I got balloons off Shein. I miss Party City because Party City closed, and I don't know how to make my balloons float anymore because I buy them and then I don't know how to get them in the air.
What a great memory.
Thank you.
Great memory.
Here to help.
I believe she said, quote, I can't spit helium.
Yeah.
And then we got 100,000 texts quoting Kenzie on that.
And also a lot of ways to get a helium tank. I remembered this. I said, you know what? I'm going to get her a helium tank. And I'm going to get her a bunch of balloons. I'll do everything I wanted to do in Mexico at their house. I'll set it up. I'll do that way, okay?
Okay.
This is on Sunday night, by the way, and you're coming back yesterday.
You sound, by the way, you sound like a crazy person. You're like, I know what I'll do. I'll go to their house. I'll drop a gift off at their house.
Well, this is what I found out.
Does he not remember? I was like, I don't want a helium tank. What am I supposed to do with
Thank
that?
you.
I said that.
Thank you. And Brian, I'm going to stop you there for a second before you continue the story. Brian told me this plan, and I didn't want to blow up his spot because he was determined to go to your house, drop off a helium tank. And in the back of my head, I was going, I feel like I remember Kenzie saying, quote, I don't want a helium tank.
I remembered that, and I ignored it. Okay? But also my issue was no one would deliver a tank tomorrow. I guess because it's a tank, it could explode? I don't know.
So what? You had to wait more than one day? What do you mean?
Well, so then I rushed to Target Sunday night to buy a tank, put it in the house, and I told Case, you know what, after the show, I'm going to drive to her house with some balloons. I'll stop at Mariano's, get some balloons. They have a great setup there at Mariano's where they'll make balloons for you however you want. Like you can say, like, I want 18 balloons, I want a Kenzie balloon, whatever.
A Kenzie balloon?
A happy 30th birthday balloon, whatever.
Thank you for
it was.
explaining balloons.
Thank you to Mariano's. The girl there was amazing. So I go to the Mariano's. I get all the balloons. Yesterday, 80 degrees, really windy out. Do you remember? Yesterday? So I go to the parking lot, which Case goes to this Mariano's on Lawrence.
Oh, it's the one on Lawrence?
Yeah.
You know what? Great balloon section there.
Unbelievable balloon section there. And they have a parking garage that you go out on. The story's not even close to over, by the way.
We're going to have to give the keyword in just a second.
The keyword's coming for Boston Calling and Riot Fest.
Hold on. I didn't know what happened.
So I'm carrying about 17 balloons out of Mariano's. The wind almost picks me up and blows me off with the balloons with the helium off of the parking structure.
The parking structure is not underground. It's like on the
It's
roof
up
of
top.
yes.
It's like rooftop parking.
Yes.
Yeah, fun fact, it's one of the best views of the city in Chicago. You can go up there and hang out on the Mariano's parking deck, and the skyline view is incredible.
Fun facts.
So I get to my car, trying to wrangle these balloons. It's like I was trying to wrangle
They
snakes.
didn't put them in a balloon bag for you?
No, they put them all on a string because I said I'm going to tie it to this bag, which I had the helium tank in the car.
Okay.
So I'm almost floating away. I get to my car, try to open the door. The door opens, one balloon pops because it hits the door. And then I got scared, and the door came back and hit me, and all the balloons except one fly away with the wind. All of them. 16 balloons flew off. I bet someone saw them like it was some kind of signal that we're under attack, like the British are coming or something. And Kenzie, I ran to the edge. I almost jumped off the parking lot to get one last one that was the big one that said happy birthday. And I almost fell off the parking structure at Mariano's. And those balloons were at 10,000 feet within 3 seconds. It was so windy.
He took off like a Boeing.
It was unreal.
So much helium in it.
There probably was a plane crash at O'Hare because of these balloons.
Just for reference, I got a bag with one balloon tied to it.
A single balloon?
And I was like, okay, cool, you got a balloon. Like,
Case is telling me to pause for a second.
We got to take a break. We got to get people to Boston Calling.
And finish the story because it's not done. The story is not even close to done.
It's your ShamWow guy all over again. But wait, there's more.
There's more after Mumford & Sons and this. I promise you, you have to stick around to see how this story ends.
Now, it's your chance to qualify to win a trip for two to Boston to see the Boston Calling Music Festival. Message and data rates apply. Please don't text and drive.
The best fest is Fest Fest. Q101.
Okay, all you gotta do is text the word trip, like those balloons that flew off the parking deck and are probably in Yugoslavia, the former Yugoslavia now. Text the word trip, TRIP, to 312-591-8300 for your chance to qualify for a trip for two to Boston Calling Music Festival coming up the end of the month, May 23rd, the end of May, I should say, to the 25th. Fall Out Boy, Cage the Elephant, All Time Low, The Maine, Sublime, Vampire Weekend, and more. All qualifiers also get 2 one-day tickets to Riot Fest. You pick the day while supplies last, and it's early in this contest, so you should have your pick right now. So text TRIP, TRIP, to 312-591-8300 right now. When we come back after Mumford & Sons in 3 minutes, I'm not done with this story. I'll rejoin you of me on the parking deck chasing balloons that are already flying and almost hitting planes flying into O'Hare. Because if you know that Mariano's on Lawrence, that's a flight path for O'Hare.
Boy, is it.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and we're up against it a little bit. We have Kenzie's Crimes in just about 12 minutes here. We're going to get to that. Plus text TRIP right now to 312-591-8300 for Q101 Fest. That's a chance at Boston Calling and Riot Fest tickets. TRIP, TRIP, to 312-591-8300. When I left you, I was telling the story of how I delivered Kenzie's birthday gift yesterday to her house. When we last spoke, I had just lost 16 balloons off the roof of the Mariano's, the parking structure, to the sky because it was windy yesterday, and one popped by my car. It scared me, and I let go of all the other balloons. And then they're all gone in the sky. And I actually got a text from Cicero. This is Tony saying, I saw those balloons come over just moments ago in Cicero. They went over the sky. Trust me, those balloons are in California by now, not the same balloons. So here I am with one balloon left and the helium tank to blow up balloons. Kenzie's, that's her gift, okay?
and I would like to say, over the break, Brian said, I didn't text Megan to tell her what happened because she would have told me to go inside and get more balloons, and I didn't want to.
I was almost causing my hand to bleed from the clenched fist because of what just happened, and Megan would have totally told me, you get in there and get more balloons for Kenzie. She deserves them. Mm-hmm. So I get in my car.
Brian said, no, she doesn't.
And he's like, not really.
What do you think about it?
So then I leave Mariano's. I bought a card there, realizing I have no pen in the card to sign the card. And I also realized I don't have enough gas to get to Elgin, by the way. I don't have enough gas to get there. So I stop at a gas station on Lawrence. I fill up a couple gallons because I want the cheap gas out there in your area. I don't want the expensive gas where I live.
Yeah.
And I go in, they don't have any pens in the gas station. I go, do you have any pens? The guy sees my frustration and probably he just threw me a pen. He said, take it. I didn't even buy a pen. So we gotta land the plane here and get the story done.
Hey, Brian, go ahead and land the plane.
I drive 50 miles to Elgin to her house. I pull up, and Kenzie's mom is out in the front yard because she's watching the kids while they were gone.
She said that she didn't know why this car pulled up. And so she grabbed her phone and started to dial 911 because the guy got out of the car.
Facts. And by the way, Kenzie's mom, beautiful, wearing ripped up jeans and like a white tank top. It was like a Whitesnake video. Her hair was flowing in the wind. Meanwhile, she's dialing 911 when I get out of the car. She then recognizes me and...
Did you say nice to be a fan?
And then she doesn't say hi, Brian. She says, where's Harper? She wants to see my daughter. Doesn't say hi. Very, very accurate statement. I give her the gift, and I say, pass it on to Kenzie. Here's what happened. And then I leave and drive 50 miles back. And the clincher is, after a day like that, I stopped at a drive-thru, and not calling out this McDonald's. I got a delicious meal at McDonald's, and they gave me a Diet Coke. I didn't ask for a Diet Coke. I don't know if
Brian then went in and assaulted a McDonald's in foot.
He grabbed someone by their minimum wage collar and taught them a lesson.
Yeah.
And that's how Kenzie got her birthday gift. That's the
helium tank.
That's the end of the story. Helium tank she didn't want. And she's going to post an unboxing video shortly on our Facebook page and Instagram.
Okay, yes.
So,
I took a video of me opening it last night, which I had to retake twice because my dad kept talking in the concept of taking video.
well, that's a whole other story. But Kenzie, happy birthday.
Thank you.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And Jeff checking in for Mount Prospect. So wait, you said you're giving away Thunderbolts in theaters tickets? Yes, we have those coming up at the end of music entertainment news. So hang tight in Mount Prospect. I got you covered. Actually, quite a bit of movie news in this part, as yesterday was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame voting results. That was more music-based today, more movie-based in our music and entertainment news. First, with the Minecraft movie, fans will be encouraged to sing and talk during block party screenings. These are block party special edition screenings of the Minecraft movie Fridays. Fans are encouraged to, quote, get loose, laugh out loud, and belt out those lyrics like a true Diamond Tier fan.
Ugh, I do not like that statement.
I didn't write it.
I do not like that. That gave me like the ick. However, I think that the entire casting of that movie, they did a wonderful job with it. But I did get the ick based off that statement.
Did Tristan see this movie yet, or did you go
Oh
with
my
him?
gosh, loves it.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Has seen it more than once?
No, I don't have that kind of money. Relax. We're gonna go to
It's
the
a
theater,
movie.
but I'm in the mood.
I know you just got back from Mexico. I thought you had that Mexico money, but not
Yeah,
for
I'm sorry,
mine.
I'm not gonna take him to the theater whenever he feels like it.
So Mexico money, not Minecraft money.
Correct.
Got
We
it.
saw the movie.
You got Jack
Saw it.
Black in there, of course, Jason Momoa, Jennifer Coolidge, and it's still, that movie is still, it's been out for I think about a month.
It's the biggest home run there is.
Yeah.
I did not see it coming. I thought it was going to
You didn't
flop.
think that was gonna be huge?
Admittedly, I'm out of touch with what 11-year-old boys are into, I guess, because
Well, that's good.
I was not expecting this movie to take over society the way that it did. A month ago, I was living a normal, peaceful life when I didn't know the term chicken jockey, and now I simply can't escape the power that is the Minecraft movie.
Oh yeah.
So if you go through it right now, Sinners is number one at 123 million total gross.
And I think we all need to make a collective effort to go see Sinners in theaters. I know we're all busy. You guys have kids. I don't. I get it. Different schedules. We should all go see
Calm
Sinners in
down.
theaters.
Stop being defensive about we have kids and you don't. It was very defensive.
We should all make an effort to go see that movie.
Well, Michael B. Jordan, I love him from Friday Night Lights and, of course, the Creed movies. And I guess Tom Cruise came out recently, and it blew Michael B. Jordan away because he heard about this. Tom Cruise says everybody needs to see Sinners.
Yes.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, Tom Cruise just drops his quote, and Michael B. Jordan is like, huh, pretty cool.
He's like, hey, look what the crew said. Come see my movie.
Also, Star Wars Revenge of the Sith went back into theaters last weekend. We had a bunch of listeners took their family, kids there that hadn't seen it. It's 20 years old now, which is unbelievable to think about.
Speaking of seeing movies twice in theaters, it's the only movie I've seen twice in theaters. I saw it twice when it came out.
Wow.
Yes.
Kenzie, you seen a movie twice in the theaters?
Yes, we've talked about this before.
I'm trying to remember which one it was.
It was a movie I did not want to see. I was mad they were making it. And then it was the funniest thing ever. And I saw it twice. It was the first new Jumanji. And I loved it.
Was that with Kevin Hart and The Rock?
And Jack Black, who you know I wish to marry.
That's
So,
right. Either Jack Black or Kevin James. Those are your dream
Those
men.
are my two, oh my gosh, like drool buckets. I love them.
Well, we have something about The Rock in a second, and obviously Jack Black is in the Minecraft movie, and that
Love
is,
him.
it says the total gross right now is 379 million, so only second to Revenge of the Sith. Now, are they putting the total gross of Revenge of the Sith from before and now? Or
I don't believe so. I
it's,
think
it's
that's
done 405 million just getting back in the box office a week ago?
It's done quite well.
Holy crap. Now, it is a massive amount of theaters.
Oh, my God, yes.
It's in like 1,041 theaters.
What,
So-
a Star Wars movie? Is that what you're saying? What is this?
So it's the 20th.
What is this? I don't know what this is.
Welcome back to the show,
That's how you
Kenzie.
doing? Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Kenzie, what are we talking about?
Like you just say it was, but I don't know what that is.
So Kenzie's not a Star Wars person, to be fair. Revenge of the Sith came out 20 years ago, and so they put it back in theaters, and it's been in theaters for, I think, just a week or so, maybe a few weeks.
Yes. Just a week.
Okay, so that is that part of the the first like 18 that came out, or is that one of the newer? Like, is that like one of the originals?
Very condescending statement.
So bad.
It's very.
There's not.
Is that one of the first 18 that came out?
A lot came out.
So
Did they not?
It was the.
I don't. Am I wrong?
You're not
Help me.
wrong.
I don't know.
It's
Revenge of the Fifth.
Sith,
Oh.
like a Sith
What
Lord.
is a Sith?
Oh boy. Kill her. That's what a Sith would say if he was here.
Okay. So there are the 3 original ones that are like super old, right?
Right.
This is the third one of the second block of 3 movies, so it's 20 years old. So they put it back in theaters for the 20th anniversary.
So in
So it's
essence,
the first of the second block. It's the 4th movie that came out.
No,
it's the third of the second block. It's the 6th one that came out.
Yeah.
Six.
It's
Why
six.
isn't it called Revenge of the Sixth then?
good Lord.
Because it's episode 3. It's the 6th movie that came out. It's episode 3. It makes sense.
Just go by how the movies come out and not by their number.
Yeah, she'll get right on that.
It should just have been Star Wars 1, Star Wars 2, Star Wars 3. Wouldn't that have been easier?
No.
Yep, yeah, it would have been. You're right. It would have been easier.
Okay. I don't know. Is Sith, is it like an animal or something?
That's actually a good question.
I don't know what it is. I mean, you guys are like mad at me. How the hell am I supposed to know? You
not-
just came out of the.
I'm
Okay,
not
you
mad.
came out of your mom's vagine and you knew what a Sith was? I mean,
Correct.
come on.
I did. My mom was a Sith Lord. Okay, here's what we'll do. Why don't we have Star Wars screenings at the drive-in? Where's that big, awesome drive-in?
McHenry?
Yes, McHenry's drive-in. And we'll see all of them. We'll start.
No.
Yes.
I
Th-
don't
then you
I
can't
already
ask any
don't
more
like it.
questions. If you want to ask questions, then we got to watch them together.
I won't ask any more questions.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's fine.
And the text line, who'd be in on that? Who'd be in on going to McHenry? We get a Star Wars. We'll start with the first trilogy, the second
You
trilogy.
couldn't even do that in a single night. There's so many of them. You couldn't watch all of them.
Oh, no, there'll be multiple nights.
Okay.
You got to give them multiple nights.
We're doing a 3-day weekend.
Yeah. Real quick, because I did say I'd mentioned that The Rock has a movie coming out. His case off the air during commercials and songs. I've been watching the trailer over and over again throughout the show.
Brian kept on talking to me as I was trying to watch a movie trailer.
You know, trying to do things that the show would need for our audience instead of you watching a
I
trailer.
was trying to watch the trailer for the new movie. It's The Rock's new movie. It's called The Smashing Machine. Comes
What's
out.
it about?
Kenzie,
So there's a Sith Lord.
I'm out. I'm immediately out.
Kenzie, I'm glad you asked. If you don't like Star Wars, you're going to be in on this. I know this is your other passion in life. This movie comes out October 3rd. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, plays Mark Kerr, who is a UFC/Pride fighter. Pride was a fighting organization in Japan that went bankrupt in 2007 after ties to the Yakuza. It was a whole thing.
Wait,
This movie looks
You're giving too
unbelievable.
much information. You're giving it too much.
like Pride, like a Pride fighter, like LGBTQIA plus community?
Not quite. Pride Fighting Championship, which was an MMA organization. So guys punching each other, kicking each other, grappling, is the greatest MMA organization that ever was. The Rock plays Mark Kerr, who is a fighter in Pride. This story is about his career. I can't wait. The movie comes out October 3rd. It's produced by it's created by A24 Studios, who did Iron Claw. They did Everything Everywhere All at Once. They did Lady Bird. This is the hit movie studio. And The Rock, instead of making, a big budget whatever film, is trying to be artistic and is making an A24 film, and he's playing Mark Kerr, the old UFC and Pride fighter. I could not be more in on a concept for a movie.
So now you want to go see it, Kenzie?
Not really.
All right. Thunderbolts in theaters, an unconventional team of antiheroes from Marvel Studios with Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, Wyatt Russell, and more. It comes out this weekend, and we have tickets right now. 312-591-8300. Caller 10 is going to be there. I'll be hosting a special screening this Thursday, so you can join me. Get the tickets now. 312-591-8300. Caller 10, you got them for Thunderbolts with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Get your takeaways coming in at 312-591-8300. You can start getting them in because this is certainly something we're going to pause on here. And by the way, takeaways, if you're new to the show, is something that's very memorable to you about today's show. Just text that in. Might be this because life-changing, we promised you. something got dropped off here a few minutes ago. Absolutely historic. Diving into the deliciousness with McDonald's new McCrispy strips and creamy chili dip. Now, I've said before, my go-to at McDonald's, and it's underrated, their spicy buffalo sauce is the best in the business.
Yes, they have fantastic buffalo sauce. Thank you, Brian, for saying that.
Thank you for agreeing with me. We finally agree on something.
It took 2 years.
This is where we find common ground. This is what brings peace to us.
If countries could just get along like this, it'd be a great place. But they introduced this creamy chili dip that they brought with the McCrispy strips. I'm so excited. I'm shaking.
Okay, hold on. Having a seizure. One second.
This may be my go-to now, the McCrispy strips with the creamy chili dip. Here.
Let's hear it. It is indeed crispy.
And creamy.
They're so good. So thank you, McDonald's, for sending these in today to Brian and Kenzie. And they said, what case in the email? Why, you?
They said specifically, we want you guys to be some of the first to try this because we know you're going to love it. And boy, were they right.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, McDonald's, for understanding your clientele.
Finally, somebody gets us.
Yeah, finally, someone understands what we're going for on this show and what we're trying to accomplish by being here every day.
Which is food drop-offs.
That's really the whole reason we got together in the first place, okay?
Quite frankly, one of our first meals, absolutely, McDonald's. We all got together.
Oh, my goodness.
And these McCrispy strips are irresistibly craveable, made from juicy 100% white meat chicken. I need different music.
Well, those are your words, so
I know.
Be poetic about it.
Coated with golden brown breading. It's bursting with bold black pepper flavor. I'm so excited. Perfect for dipping in that creamy chili dip. It offers a savory, sweet, tangy twist that unlocks the full flavor experience you won't want to miss. The best news about this, though, the Dippable Duo is here to stay at McDonald's. The first permanent menu addition in 4 years. Let's do the 80s movie slow clap.
Not at the same.
Not
Brian,
at all.
watch Case and I. Watch Case.
Somebody,
what are you doing?
you have to speed it up at some point.
You were, but you came in slower than us.
I know, but I got excited. So remember, put this in your phone, mark your calendars. You can get your hands on these May 5th.
That's Monday.
That is Monday. That's Cinco de Mayo, too.
Oh, live it up, baby.
I think of a chicken at McDonald's is what it is now.
How about it? It's your local McDonald's. Well, they've had other chicken strips before, by the way. These
Famously
new,
the chicken selects.
Yeah, the McCrispy strips bring the other flavors like never before. Great, ready to taste something truly unique. Get ready for it. And again, spicy buffalo is always my go-to, but this creamy chili, I think it's I think
do
it's
you
got
feel like
me.
this has a kick? Do you feel like this chili has a kick?
It's not a massive kick. I mean, I would say probably the spicy buffalo is a little spicier, but it's full, rich, hearty, chili, creamy dip.
This looks like he's gonna have a heart attack. That's what I'm gonna say. If he waves his arm one more time, I'm gonna lose it. What, Case? What?
The thing with the chili, there's not another dip like this in the marketplace
That's
right now.
what I was trying to say.
Please don't talk with your mouth full. Brian. You're a professional broadcaster.
We're done. Brian, let somebody else talk for a second.
The strips are so good, but the chili, there's nothing else like it that I've had. It is creamy. It does have a slight kick to it. Not as much as the buffalo, but a slight kick if you're a bit of a heat seeker. I can't say enough good things about this. It comes
You
out,
don't think it's too spicy, though, because you're very heat sensitive.
and I will say, and this is not to discredit McDonald's because what they do is excellent. When I eat their buffalo sauce, I start to sweat. I have not felt a drip on my brow yet.
That's
It's
good.
It's got a little bit of a kick, but not too much. This is good stuff.
Yeah, the creamy chili McCrispy strip dip.
Say that 10 times
Strip,
fast.
this is hard.
Dip.
Yeah, strip dip. Thank you, McDonald's. Go get some. And that's pretty monumental for the first new permanent menu item
That's what I'm talking about.
in 4 years. Yeah.
They're always stressing me out. I was going to get there in time. This is what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I want
That's
to
it.
like it, and I want it to stay. It's like a relationship. You don't want to go on a first date. It's great. You never hear from them again.
Well, let's not unpack your past here.
I just feel better about the whole McDonald's thing. What's all?
Understood. Thank you, McDonald's. We appreciate you. And get your takeaways in 312-591-8300. Memorable moments about today's show from you.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Lauren's on the way in 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. She has your chance at Fest, getting a trip to Boston Calling. And just for qualifying, you get Riot Fest one-day tickets. So 11 a.m., that's coming up about an hour and 20 minutes away with Lauren. Brian and Kenzie on Q101 with your takeaways from today's show. Text in something that was memorable to you about today's show at 312-591-8300. Case, what do you got?
Our friend Dodger Boy checked in. His takeaway is that we have brought peace to the empire with new spicy McDonald's sauce.
Amen.
We have mended some fences today. Feels good.
Creamy chili is certainly away from the dark side of the force.
It's sort of our Treaty of Versailles.
Kenzie, you
I
getting all
don't know
this?
what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Love the sauce.
What do you got, Kenzie, on takeaways?
Double feature is Mike. Takeaway, Brian felt like Kenzie's mom was in a White Snake video.
She was in a White Snake video when I pulled up with those balloons. I'm sorry, a balloon. A balloon.
My balloon.
That's your house for your birthday gift. Also, Dave checked in. Takeaway. Kenzie buys her dresses from the blow-up doll store. Another bonus takeaway from Eric. Brian's gift to Kenzie, the balloons. Son of a bitch.
Jonas, son of a bitch.
All right, what's on the podcast case?
What a day it was. Kenzie, of course, back from Mexico. We unpacked her trip there. What she wore, what she didn't wear is a whole big thing. As we recapped Kenzie's trip to Mexico. Also, Jerry Reinsdorf found a new way to humiliate the city of Chicago. We broke that down this morning. It's Tuesday, so not only do you need to listen to a new Kenzie's Crimes, a very, very interesting story today, but a story that was even more interesting, in which crimes were almost committed, was the saga of Brian trying to deliver Kenzie's birthday gift to her house yesterday. That story is going up in the podcast here in 1 second. I got to put these takeaways in the podcast, and then it will be uploaded. If you are just now getting here, one of the greatest stories ever told, some of the hardest I have ever laughed. Today at 8 o'clock, Brian told us the story about delivering Kenzie's birthday gift in person. You won't believe what happened.
It's a very accurate statement. I'm looking forward to going home and doing nothing today. No.
Please stop watching my Say Yes to the Dress episode because we haven't done that yet either.
I will watch it, I promise. I'm going to get on that, yes.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.